Welcome everybody to the Culpeper Police Department today in the Roscoe H. Ford Police Building. Glad everybody can come today on this special day and for a special guest. Thank you for coming. I know you had a whirlwind tour of your rural 7th District, the most beautiful probably part of your district. I'm sure it's Culpeper, and I'm sure thanks for coming out today for that. I know it's been a busy day for you, taking time out of your busy schedule today. I know it means a lot to us. Thank you to local media for being here as well. I know we have a couple of representatives of our local media. Johnny Kay from Culpeper Media Networks here as well, and this is actually on Facebook Live as we are speaking here today. Staff, community members, representatives. I know several members of Culpeper County Sheriff's Office is here, so thank you guys for being here. This has just as much to do with you guys than it does to us today, and I'll explain a little bit more about that. Thank you to our own staff and members of the Culpeper Police Department and our professional staffs also here today as well. And thank you to Abigail Spanberger's staff, the representative staffs here today, and we'll talk more about their role in this project as well. The history here, about a year ago, last March, the C.O.P.S funding applications came out, and my boss, the town manager, Chris Havley, who you'll hear from later, got the same email, and Ms. Paige Reed, our Economic Development Tourism Director, got the same emails, and we kind of strategically met to see and talked on the phone to strategically see what projects we would put in for. So myself and Paige were kind of like getting Mr. Havley's best ear to put our projects forward. So luckily, I have a boss that supports the law enforcement community in the Culpeper Police Department. He said, go for it, go forward with your project. So we contacted Representative Spanberger's office last March, I believe it was, and submitted our project. And that project was a command vehicle, a critical incident command vehicle, a vehicle that will have a lasting impact on our community, not just Culpeper, but Culpeper County and our neighbors and our counties next door to us, and it provide a pretty strong, robust platform for our UAV, our drone program as well. So, and it's no armor on this vehicle as well, so I just want to add that in there. That was a restriction of the grant. I know I got a lot of questions about that. So again, this vehicle will, what this vehicle will do will provide support and command and control for critical incidents, those incidents that we don't plan for. We have a variety of those. I know the Sheriff's Office, State Police, all of our neighbors around us has a variety of those. But it'll also provide a platform for our planned special events, and we certainly have a lot of those. This Saturday, a cheap plug, is Gnarly Hops, our beer festival downtown, so I know the representative will probably be there partaking in the local brew at Gnarly Hops. But large gatherings like that, it will support such ventures as that. I know just a couple weeks ago, and I'm glad our Fire and Rescue Association Representative Junior Perryman's here. A couple weeks ago, we had the forest fires out in the Boston area of the county, and our drones played a critical part of that, and this vehicle would have played a huge part in that response out there for the fire departments out there fighting those forest fires. So that this vehicle will support missions like that, not just in the town of Culpeper, but as a regional response. Also, this vehicle will support drug trafficking, the distribution of fentanyl and pressed pills and other illicit drugs. This vehicle will support those type of operations and endeavors, not just, again, in the town of Culpeper, but a regional approach. So as you're kind of getting the hint, this project was submitted as a regional project. Although it was submitted by the Town of Culpeper Police Department, we reached out to the Fire Rescue Association. Junior Perryman, who was here, wrote a letter of support. The Madison County Sheriff, Eric Weaver, wrote a letter of support. Sheriff Amos, the then Sheriff of Orange County, wrote a letter of support. And why they wrote a letter of support was because we have supported them on their missions down there. I know our drone team has been in Orange and Madison. We have found missing persons in Orange County, and Orange County Sheriff was appreciative of that. So when we told them about this vehicle to support air critical incidents and missing children and missing adults that are endangered, of course they were all on board and wrote letters of support, which was a vital part of this C.O.P.S funding. Again, and I don't want to belabor here, but again, thank you for Representative Spanberger for supporting this project. Again, they get numerous amount of projects. I was fortunate enough to see all the projects submitted across the 7th District. And it's a lot of great projects out there, and they have a very difficult job picking what projects to go forward with through Congress. So we do thank you for picking our project. It is historic for the Culpeper Police Department to receive this funding. And thank you for supporting law enforcement. And this is not the first thing she has supported for law enforcement here in our Culpeper community. I know she sponsored the Summer Barrel Act to provide tools and training to law enforcement for the fight against fentanyl and heroin. And also she co-sponsored our local hero, Wally Bunker, the Wally Bunker Helps Act, which again was a really important act to all of us here because it provided, took away loopholes to make sure that retired law enforcement's got every benefit and every dollar that they deserve through their retirement and pension systems, and it closed some loopholes there. So Representative Spanberger was a key component of sponsoring that bill through Congress as well. So without further ado, I'll be quiet and I'll get the real important people up here. So I first want to introduce our mayor, Frank Reeves Jr.
Good afternoon. As mayor of the town of Culpeper, I want to thank you, Representative Spanberger, for being here with us today. And thank you for your firm, continued support of law enforcement. This community project funding money that was awarded to Culpeper Police Department will improve our citizens' safety and keep federal dollars local. The new critical incident vehicle will not only be used locally here in Culpeper, but regionally to when our drone is needed. Keeping our community safe is important to me, and you are all helping us do that. Thanks again for everything you do for the town of Culpeper.
Okay, next, the person to blame for all this is my boss, town manager, Chris Havley.
You said you wanted to ask. Congresswoman Spanberger, I'd like to thank you not only personally, but also on behalf of the town for coming to visit with us today for this important grant award. We truly do appreciate all the efforts you do, not only today, but every day for the town and the Culpeper Police Department. This grant is necessary, or was necessary for the town to acquire this critical incident command vehicle, which will not only be used to support our agency, but also the many requesting agencies that Chris referred to. It will provide valuable technology and tools for our men and women on the street. It will directly provide public safety to our citizens of Culpeper and beyond. It will provide valuable platform for our drone program, which in today's police environment is a necessity. It's not a luxury. And it will provide a tool for all of our planned special events, concerts, parades to enhance the safety of the town of Culpeper. So we appreciate that very much. Bottom line, it will improve our effectiveness and efficiency of our agency as well as other agencies, and it'll make our community safer, and it'll make a safer environment for our officers as well. So it's very important to us, and we truly appreciate it, and thank you for this.
Next, I'd like to introduce Lieutenant Colonel Mark Jones with the Culpeper County Sheriff's Office. And as I said before, this vehicle will greatly benefit the Culpeper County Sheriff's Office and other sheriff's office in the region just as much as it affects us and provides a multiplier for us. We hope it provides a multiplier to our sheriff's office. So, Lieutenant Colonel, Mike's yours.
Sheriff Chilton, he's in Williamsburg at the sheriff's conferences today, so he sends his regards and the importance of the partnerships, both state, local, federal law enforcement. But just recently we had a situation where the drone program with the town police was used to deal with a situation down on 29 south of town. And I can tell you that the information, the patrol captain, Captain Deals here, he did an after-action report on that. And without leveraging the technology in that situation, it would have certainly been a deadly force incident. It wouldn't have resulted in the way it did. The Culpeper Town Police utilized a drone, and they were able to give real-time information to resolve that, take the person who was dealing with a criminal act and a mental health illness into custody. So all the technology being leveraged and this new initiative, it's going to be remarkable to see how the partnership works. The most important component that we have is the people and the relationships that we have with each other to manage the crisis that causes stress. But the ability to put this out in the field, to have people that are very much the operators and the overseers of that, to resolve situations as best they can. So it's exciting to be here. There's a long story behind why I'm here, but I'm glad to be here, Chief, and the folks here that we partner together with the Sheriff's Office and the town police and then the state police as well. Thank you very much.
As I mentioned before, probably this project wouldn't happen. We didn't have support from our local fire and rescue people. And Junior Perryman, Charles Junior Perryman, is our representative for our Fire and Rescue Association. So I reached out to him for their support. They have seen, I think, the usefulness of our drone program and our critical incident apparatus. And I'll tell you, we're not the best at ICS, so we do our best around the fire department. So they kind of teach us all about incident command, and so we might have to get some training from the fire department on our critical incident command vehicle. So, but he has seen the advantages and the technology that we leverage on fire scenes. And without further ado, Junior Perryman.
Thank you, Chief Settle, for inviting me here tonight. Congresswoman Spanberger, thank you for helping bring tax dollars back to Culpeper and to such a needy cause that will help law enforcement. I will also say it's great to see the collaboration between the Sheriff's Office and the town police and the fire department. So I think that's a bit of fresh air. And as, don't really want to repeat a lot, but indeed, the drone program has been extremely beneficial to us. I don't know if you know what it's like to put your arms around 265 acres when it's on fire. It's very difficult to know where it's moving and where it's going and what's in its path, and the drone program really helped us assess the situation when we were well into the incident. It was a constant changing incident. Also, again, the collaboration on our scenes, we start them off typically, law enforcement comes in, they pick up the pieces at the end, and usually they're there longer than we are. So I know this command vehicle will be a great asset to the county and to the region. So thanks again for the opportunity.
And Junior brings up some great points, and he talks about the drone program, but this vehicle will also support, again, critical incidents and our crime scene investigations. Agency the size of the Culpeper Police Department, we have to wear many hats. So our tools have to wear many hats. So this vehicle was designed and imagined in all of our heads, and I know Todd DeRica's back there. It was imagined in the back of his head too, this vehicle, and he's kind of a main component of helping create this vehicle as we go forward in the procurement process. So this vehicle is going to do many different tools for us. And I know a lot of our drone pilots are here today. They have training today, so they're coming in for their training. They've been flying probably. I am the only one officially that's crashed a drone at the police department, I think. So not anymore. Okay, good. Whew, I'm not the sole person on the list. That's good. But but it will serve many purposes on crime scene incidents. And I know people like Jenny Rosenfeld's Assistant Director of 911. It's going to assist their dispatchers. I know Russ Rabs here from the Commonwealth Attorney's Office. He's our Commonwealth Attorney. It's going to assist their prosecutions, and it just has a lasting effect for everybody. So without further ado, I got the distinct honor, and I think the first time I've ever done this, of introducing our 7th District Congressional Representative, Abigail Spanberger. So welcome.
Well, I am just really delighted to be here today to celebrate this federal funding coming back to Culpeper for a couple reasons. First and foremost, early in my career of public service, I began as a federal agent, and I used to work joint cases with local and state police, predominantly Northern Virginia, D.C., or Maryland. And when there's a situation on the ground, or when we were doing large-scale multi-agency search warrant executions, where there might have been a challenge that was presented, being able to have a central command center, I know firsthand how key and how important that is to making sure everyone's on the same page. When you're trying to keep a community safe during festivals and events and things that are joyful and happy, to have a central point of command to be able to orchestrate that effort. And then in emergency situations, to be able to recognize how to bring everyone together and to actually have, the physical space of the mobile variety in order to facilitate that. I understand how incredibly important that is. And I was with Sheriff Weaver this morning for a different community project funding project that we had done with Madison, and to really recognize the way that the different communities are working together in this common pursuit of safer communities is really something that I'm just grateful for the opportunity to be a part of. And right here at the Culpeper Police Department, I have a little bit of firsthand knowledge about how great your drone program is, because you all, a couple of years back, let me spend a little bit of time. I was not permitted to drive a drone, which I'm grateful for, because otherwise I probably would have crashed one before you, Chief. Maybe that would have made you feel better, but I would have felt quite terrible about that. So, but I'm really excited for what today represents. This is $380,000 of an investment that's going to meet real existing needs of the department, of the county, and of the localities surrounding Culpeper that enjoy a close relationship, that benefit from that work together. This is about keeping law enforcement officers safe, community members safe, and ensuring that, the proactive efforts, the preventative efforts, and the informed kind of organization that you all bring to bear is one that you can leverage through the use of this critical incident vehicle. I want to thank Mayor Frank Reeves Jr. for your continued work on behalf of the town of Culpeper, and for your work with our office, and certainly to the town manager as well. Chris, you've been an extraordinary resource for us as I have worked with Culpeper over the years. And I definitely want to thank Lieutenant Colonel Jones and Deputy Chief Perryman for the stories and of the real kind of on-the-ground usage that this type of critical incident vehicle would bring, and the real examples of where the drone program has been useful in saving people's lives, both law enforcement officers and those who are involved with the law, and also protecting life, property, and firefighters as we've been experiencing fires recently. It's such an incredible opportunity to be a part of this. And just to explain sort of briefly what this all means, these community project funds, these are federal grant dollars that are going to flow to some community somewhere. And the community project funding allows us, our congressional office, to put funding requests forward on behalf of communities, on behalf of those who would otherwise be eligible to apply for these federal grant dollars, but we basically bump people to the front of the line. It's a little bit of an arduous process. We request a lot. The letters of support that Chief Settle was talking about, that helps bolster the application, because the title is really everything. These are community project funds, and they are awarded based on the demonstration of value to a community. This is actually, there are 3 different community project funding awards coming to Culpeper because of the work that both folks on the Board of Supervisors and folks here in the town and with the police department have been able together. And so I want to thank everyone who worked to put in the application, who responded to all of our emails and our inquiries. This really is, I think, the example of what local and federal partnership can be in terms of making sure that those taxpayer dollars that are going to flow somewhere, I want them to flow to Virginia. And so I'm proud that we've been able to make that happen. And I'm really excited about the impact of what this vehicle will mean for the safety, security of the community, and for a program like Culpeper's drone program that already has had just extraordinary benefit to community members, for that to be even amplified through use of this vehicle. I'm excited about that. So again, just thank you to everyone from the town. Thank you from everyone from the police department. The partnership in putting this application through has been really, really extraordinary, and I'm grateful for it. And I also, because Chief mentioned it, I do want to mention, we were able to move a piece of legislation related to substance use disorder, related to the needs of law enforcement first responders who are so frequently encountering people who are in a mental health crisis, or who are challenged by addiction and frequently, in and out of the criminal justice system because of that addiction. And it was working directly with the Culpeper Police Department, where I don't think you thought you were putting on a sort of legislative hat, but we frequently went, while we were developing that legislation, went to the town of Culpeper, went to the police department and said, what's the impact? What does this mean for your department and the needs, certainly, that Culpeper is seeing? And so I was proud that last year that bill was actually signed into law, and moving forward with, real help on the ground, certainly to people who are facing substance use disorder and addiction, but also for the community, for the law enforcement community, and for the everyone else who comes in contact with people who need help and support in their efforts to in their recovery efforts, and also in our prevention efforts as well, to avoid those challenges in the first place. So the police department's been a wonderful resource, and I'm grateful for the partnership. And I am so excited to see this vehicle when it is done. So hope y'all invite me back. And in the interim, we've got a lovely ceremonial check that has no value at the bank. Certainly, anybody else who's been a part of this process, responded to an email from our team, engaged.
Maybe we'll have-
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'll be remiss also to thank Representative Spanberger's staff. They were the targets and the brunt of a lot of our questions and responses, because we had never done anything like this before. So I know Christy Black's here, Mark Reborden, our representative, who is here all the time, is here. They're amazing. I know the rest of the representative's staff is here as well. So we won't lock anybody in the back of a police car today. I know that was you. Okay, we won't lock you in the back of a police car today. So, but again, that kind of concludes the ceremony today. And I know the Congresswoman's going to hang around for a little bit. So feel free to mingle and enjoy. And nobody steal that check. That's larceny. So thank you all for coming.